Hi folks, Mr. Drew here, and welcome to our Meet the Staff Night video edition. I'm going to be introducing some things about the class and myself, and thanks so much for joining us tonight, and hope you enjoyed the presentation. Thought I'd start tonight with a small brain teaser. Science is, after all, observation skills. So, which symbol below is correct? No fair peeking. We teach kids that being a good observer really does help you with science as far as noticing facts and observations and making inferences. So go ahead and take your best guess about which of these is the correct apple. I like to have kids start with a warm-up something like this just to get their brains moving, a brain teaser if you will, often about the topic of the day. So have you made your guess? Turns out number 5, congratulations, if that was your guess. Homework, I always give the kids the homework. Of course, this year it's all about Schoology. So your homework, if you will, is to check Schoology, make sure that you can get onto your own version of Schoology. And I also have my due dates Wednesday. Wednesday is our remote day for everybody. And it's really the best day for everyone to catch up and to have a submission day. I also do office hours on Wednesday at 12:15, so if there are any issues or questions that arise, you can have your student come and ask me before they have to submit their homework, or at-home work we'll call it, which is always due Wednesday. Today's objective is to find a little bit more about your teachers, what's happening. So I'll share a little bit about who I am, what we're learning this year, and some tips about being the best remote learners that we can be, or hybrid learners as well. So I live in Fairport. I've been teaching 20 years, the middle school, most of those here at Gates Chili, and I do have kids at home of my own and a 9th and 11th grader who are going through the hybrid model. So I do know and fully understand what you may be going through as a parent as far as trying to keep everything organized and know what's due when. I'm really glad to be teaching your student this year. So as a teacher, I believe science is cool, and of course students are always asking, well, when am I going to need this? And you really never know, so my philosophy is kind of like, here's a nugget about atoms perhaps, and maybe someday you'll put it together as a student into something really remarkable. Alright, let's talk briefly about some of the 7th grade topics that we'll be covering this year. We do have our atoms unit, which we're well underway in full swing. Which is also related to chemistry. Our next unit coming soon will be about properties of matter. We'll talk about the physical and chemical properties of things, such as melting, freezing, boiling, and how we can organize some of the properties of matter and classify materials. Scientific methods and measurements. And then we'll talk more about life and living cell processes, and then again at the end, human organ systems. So just as a brief overview, if you are an accelerated student or a parent of an accelerated student, we'll also have some additional topics to cover some of the 8th grade topics as well. So organization for this year, it is really Schoology, Schoology, Schoology. That is our main primary communication point for everyone. All the assignments will be kept notebooks or digitally. So paper copies are available, and they can be picked up on Wednesdays. That will be only something you need to do at the beginning of units usually, and I'll send out an update or a message on Schoology so you'll know when that is something you'll need to get. But there are also online digital copies of all of the work we do, including a OneNote notebook that can be written or typed on, if you will. The assignment due dates are always listed in the Schoology calendar. It is probably your best system if you are looking at a child's upcoming events or due dates to look in that calendar. It's all listed there for you. Grades, official grades will be those in School Tool. I know we just said Schoology, Schoology, Schoology. However, there are some assignments that go through other means, so we're going to have the official grade book in School Tool. Even though Schoology keeps a running tab, those get sent over to School Tool, which is your official assignment grade. So I hope that's not confusing, because as you go, you'll be seeing different things possibly in School Tool or additions that will be added. absences or remote, or if you need any help or your student needs any help. I have office hours, which are through Teams, which is a simple click away, Wednesdays at 12:15, or you can email me through the Gates Chalet website. Let's take a quick look at Schoology so that I can show you some of the folders and how things are organized this year, at least for science. Okay, I'm in Schoology and I am looking at currently what we have for one of the classes. And notice we have weeks. If you click on the folder of the current week, you'll see a summary, and any assignments will also live in that folder. I run the class basically Wednesday to Wednesday, with Wednesday being our turn-in day. So Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that gives you the weekend to actually do work, so if we don't end on Friday, start on Monday, which you would lose those 2 days effectively. So we're going Wednesday to Wednesday in science. And important reminder for this week was the Hunting the Elements assignment was due Wednesday. So you can see that folder could be a really valuable resource if you're remote or if you miss a day. Students who come hybrid will be doing the things in the folder. So no need to go and try to click around and guess where we are. We'll be doing all of the things together in class. Video lessons are going to be held here. This is especially useful for our remote learners and for anyone who might miss a day of school. This will be a brief 10 to 15 minute video that will cover the topic of that day. Typically 2 to 3 video lessons being published per week. And it could be something as simple as the directions for an assignment or some notes about whatever topic we are doing. Video links are extra links and resources which typically we might watch in school, but with the limited time we have in school, here are some resources and extra videos that are educational, helpful, and give you a lot of background about the things we're doing. Here's my electronic version of the notes. The OneNote class notebook is here. Is another place to find the notes packets. I do have the project element folder. Here's an example of what you might find in an assignment. Here are some resources to help with the project. If you click on an assignment, if there is a written component, it will be found here. And we're waiting for that to load. Here is for our element project, for example, a template, a place for the students to click and type, and that will live here on Schoology and it will be submitted there. So that is an example of how the assignments would look in Schoology and the folders that you would use to find those. And one more helpful place to look to find out upcoming events is here on the right. We have 2 assignments here just as an example. We have Hunting the Elements, which is due Wednesday, the 14th, and the Element Project. This calendar could also be a useful place to see when I'm in the science folder and I click the calendar, I just see the science assignments, so I can go look back and see if there was any late work or things that were missed. And here are my upcoming assignments for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully that will give you, as parents, a place to click quickly to find what upcoming events are. And here are the actual things to be done. These are the things that will be graded and then eventually related over to SchoolTool for a final grade. And some final tips. How can you help your child succeed this year? Checking Schoology frequently for assignments, making sure assignments are getting complete, providing some distraction-free place to do the work at home, encouraging students to do work at home when they are off a day from a hybrid or on a Wednesday. Those days should be used to get work done, not just as a day off, hopefully. Help students study daily, remembering to review the notes, reviewing the words, the definitions, and most importantly, we're going to still have fun with science because science is the most fun subject, and we want science to be relevant and something that is important to you at your house as well. So try out the concepts at home as much as possible. Try to have fun, and thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we can have a great year this year. with the challenges that do exist, I feel we have a really good start, and I'm really looking forward to finishing up this year with a bang. Thanks again for tuning in. Hey, it's Mr. Drew again. I did forget one thing, and one thing that might help you. We do stream during the class. If your student would like to stream, going back to Schoology, let me show you where to find in the updates a link to our streaming. So during their regularly scheduled science class, they can go to the updates, click that, and go ahead and join. And we'll have the screen shared and the microphone on so that they can go ahead and feel like they're in a live class. This will be something that we will be adding more of and having a little more streaming continuing, especially for our accelerated students. And I'll speak to them about that for the next unit, but we're going to have them start streaming probably every day that they're not actually in the class. Just so that we can keep up and keep the pace moving, because they do have to cover quite a bit. But thanks again so much for joining, and hopefully this year will be epic, and we'll see you next time.